The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, has ordered the arrest of 2 officers of the commission accused of manhandling a female staff of a hotel in Lagos. EFCC spokesman Dayo Oyewole disclosed this in a statement on Thursday. Oyewole said the incident happened during an early morning sting operation, adding that the operation led to the arrest of a sizable number of suspects who are still being profiled. In a viral video, operatives of the anti-graft agency were seen in plain clothes forcefully entering one of the rooms of the regional hotel in the Ojo local government area of the state. Now, to discuss this, I'm joined by security expert and executive director, Elixir Trust Foundation, Emmanue Ikule. Hello, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so what do you make of the viral video showing the EFCC operatives assaulting a female hotel staff following a sting operation at the facility?
As law enforcement officers, as a body created by the law, it is expected that they should also act within the ambit of the law. Unfortunately, we have not been able to see that in their operations. That is why it's so sad that each day we see cases like this where citizens are being abused. I'll use the word abuse because the police or EFCC, they are not the courts. And just 2 days back, 26th of June, we celebrated a day to support victims of torture. And the Anti-Torture Act of 2017 prohibits all forms of torture. So that means if you decide or have recognized that somebody is a suspect, you arrest such a person and hand the person over to the authorities. And if you are part of the criminal justice sector, you let the court decide whether the person is wrong or right, and let the court determine the punishment meant for the offense. Not that you have become the judge. In the particular case, you go to the suspect, somebody that is yet a suspect, you enter the room with force, and you arrest the person and torture the person, assault the person there, and then you go and detain the person incommunicado. We have laws. Even the Administration of Criminal Justice Act specifies the duration to which you can keep somebody. It also specifies that even in arresting somebody, you can invite. You can as well also go through the legal means. You knock, respectfully invite the person to follow you. No law permits you to go and start slapping anybody. Even as a military, be it any law enforcement officers at all, no law permits you to beat, except the court has actually asked you or given you that permission to do that, which I have not seen that anywhere.
All right, now, Emmanuel, now the commission's chairman has actually ordered the arrest of 2 of the officers accused of manhandling the said staff, of the hotel. And at the same time, the commission still said that, the operation has actually led to the arrest of, a sizable number of suspects who they're still profiling. How do you think, or how do you expect them to actually find a balance between, especially when it comes to justice, how do you expect them to find a balance between, how they handled the whole operation and being able to, come up with a result?
For a government like ours, I guess this is not the first time you have been hearing that we'll do something about it, the case will be investigated. We have been hearing that every day. Why can't there be a difference in a particular situation and then it becomes a benchmark that going further, the rights of people are being respected? Why do you have rights in the Constitution? Why do you have United Nations Declaration on Human Rights and all these laws, Anti-Torture Act, have the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, and yet, as an organization or institution or agency founded by the law, still you cannot respect or promote or protect this right as contained in the Act? Secondly, if you are going to a particular place, sad that most of the law enforcement agencies we have don't have the, should I say, maybe the trainings, maybe the equipment that enable them to be able to get verifiable details of somebody or what the person have done and verify these are the persons involved in such a crime before going to arrest. In developed crimes, you actually carry out investigation before you arrest. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we'll go and arrest first before we come to start investigation, which is a very wrong way of doing things. And it's sad that we have continued this trend. And unknown, and let me use the word unknown to EFCC as well as other law enforcement officers, these processes they follow goes a long way in violating the rights of people. If you have done your due diligence well, you won't go along there and start arresting about 100 up close to 200 persons. And then what is the capacity of such such a body in that particular location that you start interviewing each person to see if they are working, what they are doing relates with the other person. How about other persons that maybe were being arrested, maybe were going for interview for a particular job, and just based on being arrested, they have lost out on opportunities. How about business meetings?
Okay.
How can they compensate these people at the end of the day for this time they have wasted because of failure on their part to do their due diligence?
All right. Now, well, you did say that this isn't the first time that we're hearing of, such type of operation, such type of sting. And apart from the arrest, what do you think should be the appropriate punishment, that would serve as deterrent to others if they're found guilty?
For me, the first thing is this. For me, the appropriate thing here is this. Before I go to the punishment, I'm looking at what are the gaps. There should be trainings for officers on Nigerian laws. Let us stop assuming that they know the laws, because that is the assumption that have killed a lot of citizens. That's the assumption that have made us feel that we are a lawless state. So first, let them build the capacity of the staffs, no matter how long they have been in a system. With the laws we have, most of them are new. So there are some persons that have been there before the laws were being made. So there should be capacity should be built so that they can work within the ambit of the law. And for those persons that have done this, what are the punishments as contained in the Anti-Torture Act? They should follow it. This is an assault, and the punishment for committing such acts are there in the Anti-Torture Act of 2017. It should be followed, and the punishment should be meted to them as contained in the Act. I think for that will serve as deterrent to other persons that have been doing this. And this is not just about anti-torture, even Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. And such persons, if you are working in this type of agency and you don't know the steps and processes to follow, particularly on this type of cases, this is not the first. This person, for me, I suggest should be replaced. Because we have been talking about these issues over and over again and nothing happened. I think last year or 2 years back, NBA chairman of Benue State, Barrister Gbagi, was still being tortured. On the road, he was just going for his own thing, was still being brutalized by EFCC officers. Until date, nobody has been brought to book. So they just inform people that we are doing something about it, and it ends at that level of doing something about it. We are tired. We want to see a criminal justice sector that works. Let our yes be yes. If there are laws saying that if you assault somebody, you are punished, let us use it. Let us make good use of it. That is why it was created in the first place. So that other officers that went there but were not part of abusing people can also learn.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Next time,
Emmanuel.
They are more professional in carrying out their duties.
Thank you, Emmanuel. We appreciate you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.